Hey everyone, welcome back to F1 2021. Before we start the video, please leave a like, spam the comments. If you haven't subscribed already, please do subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell if you want to see more videos when they are uploaded. And without further ado, let's get straight into the final episode for Season 2 here in F1 2021, the My Team Career Mode for Cross GT Racing. As we just spend the last of our resource points trying to adapt all the parts that we have left over. I'm pretty sure that's everything we've done. Everything has been adapted. Final race of the season. We've got nothing to lose. We are 3 points behind Alpine and the constructors. That is our aim, to get ahead of them in the constructors and get to P5. So we are going to take maximum grid penalty. Put all new parts on the car. We are going to be starting from the back of the grid, but it is going to be our best chance to get ahead of them, because we need to beat Alonso and Ocon, and we need to be ahead of them by more than 3 points in total to be able to take that position away from them. So it's going to be tough, but last race of the season, the other teams should have a lot of engine wear as well, so the performance of their cars should be a little bit less than ideal for them, but our engine wear will be minimal now that we have all new parts. As we jump into qualifying after a pretty successful practice session, not that it really matters at this point in the season, good for next season with more resource points, but last race of the season, all we want to do is make sure we get those extra 3 points over Alpine. So this was our best qualifying lap. We did get held up at the start here by Giovinazzi. We go purple through sector 1. The good thing here though is that we do get DRS. I suppose we actually get that regardless in qualifying. But yeah, Giovinazzi just holding us up a little bit. Not ideal, but we do manage to make quick work of him on that long straight. We got a little bit wide, a bit late on the brakes, but it manages to work out for us anyway. Red through sector 2. We're a little bit down on our previous best. That's okay, we're still going green. Round the final corner. We are on the mediums as well. We want to qualify on mediums. We do a 1:38.3 on medium compound tyres. We're 1.2 seconds behind Max Verstappen in pole, who's currently second in the Drivers' Championship, and Hamilton in 5th, who's currently leading. We're starting P10, Button in P14. We're not starting in 10th, we're going to be starting in last. So let's see how we go in the final race of the season.
So here we are, ready to go racing for one final time this year. Another season of victories, controversies and rivalries lies in our wake. And just one challenge remains here in the United Arab Emirates on a circuit that made its spectacular debut back in 2009. Welcome to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The drivers will be racing here at the Yas Marina circuit through 21 corners and a lap distance of just over 3.4 miles. There are a few opportunities to pass, with long straights and DRS zones in 2 places, turns 8 and turn 11. Plenty of close racing then, plenty of speed, and I hope plenty of drama to be found in the laps ahead. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and Lando Norris lines up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Bottas, Daniel Ricciardo, and Gasly, Perez, Russell, Fernando Alonso. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty, and Charles Leclerc, Button, Stroll.
So there's a quick look at the top 12. Actually, as Button's managed to jump up 3 positions due to some other teams or other drivers having grid penalties. Of course, we're starting in last after maximum grid penalties for all of our new parts. But that's okay. 2-stop race. We have to start off on some older mediums. We're going to do 2 stints on the mediums and finish off on the softs. If we can maintain some pace through the first 2 stints, maybe we can claw our way back through the pack on the softs, as we're off and away here in Abu Dhabi for the final race of Season 2. Not the greatest start Oh, wasn't the greatest start until right then. We cut the corner a little bit. We've managed to jump all the way up into P19. A little bit of contact on the back of the Haas there. We make quick work of Mick Schumacher. Down the inside, a huge dive bomb. In contact with our teammate. And somehow no damage. And we managed to go again on the inside into the tight left-hand hairpin.
No issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
So miraculously after that entire section, no damage. Quite possibly the most reckless driving I've done all season, but we have to be reckless. We've got to throw caution into wind. This race is going to decide where we finish in the constructors, and we're going to do everything we can to take that 5th place position away from Alpine. So we are now tussling with Sonoda. We managed to get the better of him. There's a little gap now between the top 10 and the rest. But we're sitting pretty here. We're on the mediums. We're doing pretty well on mediums here. And they are slightly worn mediums too. They're not fresh mediums. So we're doing quite well here. Just going around the final 2 corners of this opening lap here at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. P11, we've managed to climb halfway through the grid in 1 lap with a few massive dive bombs, and that helps to set us up for the rest of the race, or at least hopefully it does. Still sitting P11, lap 6. The gap between the best and the rest is really starting to open up now, as Ocon managed to get past us, and we try to take that spot back. Well, we go on the inside, which is going to turn to the outside. He gives us the space. We take that position back. He's probably going to have DRS on us now. We're going to enable the ERS. We're going to go defensive. Force him to go around the outside, or actually that's Sainz that's coming up the outside, so I don't know if Ocon had the DRS. I think Sainz had DRS on Ocon. I think because of what was going on between me and Ocon, he actually didn't get DRS on that straight. Oh, too much power. We go too wide. We open the door wide open for Sainz, who just takes it. And now we've dropped down to P12.
Try to stay with him. He might make a mistake. He could still regain the position.
Yeah, probably not, Jeff. Not at this point, as he's now opened that gap. More than 2 seconds the gap now to him. Ocon is still right behind us. As he takes a look up the inside, doesn't quite pan out for him though. And we're just on the throttle too early. We're pushing too hard now. As we go wide through those corners. Ocon's still behind us, but we've now lost another 2 seconds to Sainz, as we're now going to go into the pits for our first pit stop. Onto a fresh set of mediums for our second stint here.
Release.
So we didn't quite gain as much time
Have to stop once now. One stop
as I would have liked, but I mean we did pretty well to get up those 11 positions, so I'm happy with that. It has set us up well for this stint, but I feel like we sort of dropped off the pace quite a bit through the end of that first stint on those old mediums, which isn't ideal, but that's okay. We're gonna get that back, as we managed to claim a couple of positions there. Unfortunately, one over our teammate, who has managed to drop all the way down into P21 now. We're back ahead of Ocon, which is one of the main things we need to focus on, is just staying ahead of the Alpine.
3.8 seconds.
We need to try and find Alonso, who I am assuming is probably a bit further up the pack still. It looks like he's probably still in the top 10. But we'll have to wait and see as we catch up to them. So we've managed to make our way back up to some of the pack here. Right, following along behind Joe and Russell, and don't know who it is that's further ahead of him. Looks like it's Signs further ahead of him. So we've managed to catch back up to the pack, which is good. Take some of the pressure off us. These guys here should be on older mediums now. Well, slightly older mediums than we're on. They would have started on fresh mediums, but they've still got a little while to go before they have to come in for the first pit stop. We managed to just make a pretty easy move there on Joe. No hassles. Looks like he sort of didn't have the pace and just gave us the space, which is cool. We will take that P12 following along behind Signs. As we take a look at this move again, pretty straightforward move. So we take Russell on the first corner, easy as you like. Use the slipstream of Joe in that Alfa Romeo, and we just take the inside of the second corner. So 2 overtakes in 2 corners, easy as you like. Gets us up into P12. We're now P11. Schwartzman heading into the pits. Looks like he would potentially be going on to the hards unless he's going for a 2-stop. But I'm assuming that the AI will probably just be going for a 1-stop in this race. As we now pull alongside Gasly, who has to brake early. We brake late, lock up the wheels. We get the job done. We're now in the points. P10, and Alonso is just ahead of Signs. So we've managed to catch right up to Alonso. His teammate Ocon is a little bit further behind. Looks like he's back in what's that, P12, P13 possibly. This Gasly tries to take a look up the inside there, but he's just not close enough and has to brake early. We're too far behind now to get DRS on Signs, but Signs and Alonso now side by side, and they're squabbling through this next chicane. Is sort of going to slow them down a bit. They're going to give us time to catch up. There's a little bit of contact there between the two by the looks of things. Alonso sort of losing the car a little bit, but managed to maintain some sort of traction and save the car from going into a spin. But he does drop a position of Signs, which is good news for us. If we can get ahead of Alonso, maybe start making our way up through the top 10, we might actually be able to make waves in the constructor standings. We're going to look down the inside of Alonso. Big dive bomb there. Managed to hold on pretty well. We got a little bit wide on the exit of that chicane, but we make the move stick. P9 now. So we go wide now. Lap 17, we go wide on the hairpin. Now Alonso's right behind us. He's going to get DRS here. Breeze past us. We're going to pull out and try and get as much of that slipstream as we can. Keep Gasly behind us. Try to make a move on Alonso up the inside, but it just doesn't. It's not on. So we leave the space for him. We're going to get DRS again anyway. We might be able to get a move done down here, but it looks like he's got his ERS activated and we are not going to be catching him. As we go up the inside, we try to make a pretty reckless move there, make a lot of contact, somehow no damage. I don't know about Alonso's car, but
no time concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving.
Yep, so no damage there, so we get lucky with that one there. A little bit of contact there with Gasly as he tries to go up the outside of us at that corner. Doesn't work out for him, and it looks like he may have sustained a bit of damage there as he started dropping back pretty quickly. Lap 18 now, the end of lap 18, we're heading into the pits. Signs and Perez are in the pits as well. We're P7, we're now P9, we're in the pits, going on to our softs. Final stint.
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
So we're coming out of the pits now. Teammate is in the pits. I don't know what's happened to him. His race is in the pits by the looks of things. Starting in P11 and falling by the wayside. We come out P9. So we only lost a couple of positions on that pit stop. We're on the softs now, so in theory we should have the advantage. Sainz is 8 seconds up the road from us, and we are ahead of Alonso by a few seconds. But it's gonna be it's a relatively long stint on softs. We get the fastest lap so far of the Grand Prix, 1:38.6 on softs. I don't think anyone else will be beating that. Everyone else should be on the mediums now. We are gaining some ground on Sainz, 7.37, down almost down to 7 seconds now. We were what, 9 seconds, 8 seconds behind before, so we are slowly gaining on him, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to get ahead of them, as Ricciardo now is dropping back down the ranks. The yellow flag here, he's slowing down, and it looks like he's given some room. It looks like, oh, just as we pass him, smoke comes pouring out of the back of that McLaren. Mechanical failure there for Ricciardo, so he is going to be out, which pushes us up into 8th position. Yep, Daniel Ricciardo is out of the session. Last race of the season, Ricciardo gets a DNF on lap 21. He's almost there, three quarters of the way through the race, and he has to retire, so disappointing for him. But it's great for us because that extra position gives us those extra points that we might need. Alonso is still behind us in P9.
Gap to car in front is 10.9 seconds.
So we've extended that gap to Alonso now. It's 5.5 seconds. With only 3 laps left to go. Sainz, however, has pulled away. He's now 10.5 seconds ahead of us, so these softs are really starting to wear. Final lap of the race, and we can definitely see the tyre wear now. We're all over the place. As Max Verstappen takes the checkered flag in this race, but Alonso has now managed to close the gap. He's now less than a second behind us. Ocon and P10, so both Alpines are in the points, which is not good for us. There's a 20-second gap between us and Ocon, and a 17-second gap between us and Sainz in front of us. So this is all about P8 and trying to maximise points here. Alonso is all over us. He's half a second behind us. Comes right up behind us. We're just trying to hold on around these last few corners. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but we need to get across this finish line ahead of Alonso to maximise our chances of getting ahead in the constructors. Final corner. We've managed to hold on. P8 here in Abu Dhabi.
And bring it home.
P8 from P22, and of course we get driver of the day here in the final race of the season.
It's certainly been an incredible year for Formula One, and our drivers have all pushed themselves this season, making it one of the most compelling years of racing in history. There can only be one champion, however, and here they are now, our new Formula One World Drivers' Champion. They've done it then. Victory in the last race of the season and the championship as well. What a phenomenal end to a terrific Formula One season. So Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win.
So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Max Verstappen not only wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, but he also wins the Drivers' Championship, beating out Lewis Hamilton, who had been leading the championship for most of the season. We managed to finish 7th and get 7 points, but Alonso and Esteban Ocon both finished in the points. They claim 6th, so we don't manage to get ahead of them in the Drivers' Championship. I don't think we were behind by 3 points, so that would now put us behind them by 2 points. But if we take a look at the driver standings, Max Verstappen has beaten Lewis Hamilton by 1 single point. So if Bottas had let Hamilton go through ahead of him in this last race, Hamilton would have claimed his 9th title. but obviously not meant to be. Verstappen takes the Drivers' Championship. And we go to the Constructors' title. Mercedes takes the Constructors' title over Red Bull. We finished 6th, which is still really good for us. Not quite what we wanted, but we'll take it anyway, which is going to be great for us heading into Season 3. But what a race that was. What a season it has been. We started off a little bit shaky at the start, but managed to pull it back. We got a few wins in the season. We managed to claim over 100 points this season, so we showed that we are a force to be reckoned with heading into Season 3. It's going to be a pretty, hopefully it should be a pretty interesting season, Season 3. I don't know how well our car's going to fare. We did manage to adapt all of our parts, but it'll just be interesting to see how much the AI managed to maintain heading into next season, and where that's going to put us in terms of driver standings and constructor standings. But we'll just have to wait and see. If you have enjoyed watching this video and also the series so far, please do leave a like on the videos. Comment below, let me know what you thought of it all, what you think heading forward. Also let me know if there's anything you want to see on this channel, any games you want me to play. I'm pretty open to playing whatever you guys want to play. If I enjoy it, then I'm sure you guys will enjoy it too. And I hope to see you all in the next one when we go into Season 3 and see if maybe Cross GT Racing can claim a Constructors title, and if we can claim a Drivers title. We'll have to wait and see. But I'll see you guys all in the next one.